Mina wewe tuweke issues mbele, tuweke Kenya mbele.
The Office of the DPP undertakes state powers of prosecution, and a prosecution is the result of an investigation which is carried out by an investigating agency. So once we receive the investigation report, two things happen. And for purposes of preparation of the elections, we have done one, to prepare what we call the decision to charge guidelines. And this is important for both the prosecutor and the investigator, because the prosecutor is able to know what to consider before making the decision to charge. It is also important for the prosecutor because the prosecutor makes a decision to charge the right person for the right offenses. And we all know the purpose of a prosecution is deterrence, uphold the rule of law, have justice for victims, and of course have good governance and security, applying that to elections. To the investigator, it is a very important document, the decision to charge guideline, because they know what to expect when they are walking to the office of the DPP. If they don't have that in their evidence, then there is no prosecution which can be mounted. As an office, we have done quite a number of things in preparation for offenses which might be committed before or during the election day, because we have all agreed that this election is a process and not a one-day event. On the 14th day, and offenses may be committed throughout the process: voter registration, registration of candidates, and even the 14th day and after voting. So what have we done? We have prepared for our prosecutors what we call a quick reference guide and sample charge sheets, such that if they get a file on offenses related to election, they know which charges to prepare and the sample charge sheet, so that the court cannot dismiss such charges. As an office, we also have a full-fledged division which is called the Hate Speech and Electoral Justice Division, and this deals with election-related offenses. It's manned by a very senior officer in the rank of a Senior Assistant Director of Public Prosecutions. We have also formed another division which handles things to do with the police excesses. We know we might have issues of police excesses during or after voting. So we have a division called the Civil and Human Rights Division, which works closely with IPOA on the issues of upholding justice for victims who might be affected by police excesses. We also have we are currently undertaking specialized training in all the 8 regions. We have divided the country into 8 regions, basically from the former provinces. We have the Rift Valley, the Western, Nyanza, Coast, Northeastern, Lower Eastern, Central, and Nairobi, 8 regions. And we are training. We have already trained in the Rift Valley, and we have trained on Western Kenya region. And we have trained all our prosecutors and investigating agencies on the prosecution, effective prosecution of election-related offenses. We intend to undertake the training throughout the country. We also have a manual. For purposes of this training, we have prepared a manual. We also have an election committee, which will monitor the elections process after the day of voting and after. It is manned by prosecutors who are well trained to receive any complaints and data and information on election-related offenses throughout the country. And this team will have a toll-free number, which anybody who has got a complaint on an election-related offense, it has not been prosecuted or investigated properly, this toll-free number will receive these complaints. And as an office, we are, under the Constitution, we are able to direct the Inspector General of Police to investigate such offenses. So the purpose of this toll-free number and this committee is to receive these reports, and once they are received, we direct the Inspector General of Police to investigate. Lastly, interagency collaboration, which is very important for us. We have been working with IPOA, we have been working with the NCIC for prosecution-led investigation, such that the investigation file which comes as a result of an investigation is one which contains admissible evidence, and a decision to prosecute can be made. We are also engaging the community through community dialogues in hotspot areas, which we have identified in collaboration with the NCIC.